After 17 years in leadership, a management degree, loads of training, a master's, and would you believe that some of my biggest breakthroughs in leadership have come from my kids? Today I'm going to share some of those breakthroughs that I've had in leadership that have come from my children. They might be small, but they've taught me some big lessons in how to lead effectively. Lesson number 1 was to embrace curiosity. If you have young children, you will know about the relentless questioning about the how and the why of life and everything in between. They are keen to understand everything and absolutely anything, and it can send you down a rabbit hole of discussion that can be quite unexpected. At times, this can stretch my patience, particularly in the morning when I'm trying to get them out the door to school and I'm trying to get organised for work. But I really try and value the journey because I know that this conversation and endless curiosity, and even the fact that they're talking to me, is not going to last forever. I don't know when it's going to happen, but pretty soon they're going to have access to technology that's going to tell them all the answers that they could possibly ask, and they're going to know that actually mum doesn't know everything. It does really remind me though of how important it is to be curious and ask questions. If I am presented a problem by my team that is urgent and needs to be resolved quickly, taking the time, even if it's only a small amount of time, to be a little bit curious about what it is that they're asking, as I know that decisions that are made in haste can quickly turn into something long term that can have unexpected consequences. So having the patience to be a little bit curious, even briefly, can have a good outcome. I have also noticed that my kids will often ask me a question in the morning and then go to school and ask their teacher or their friends the same question, and then come home that night to tell me that my answer was obviously wrong. The acceptance of the fact that I am wrong and others may have different perspectives than I do is very important in leadership too. This curiosity for information and new perspectives is really valuable. If you adopt being curious and seeking different insights from more people, you will end up with a wider variation of information that can really help frame decision making in a more thorough form. There is also hopefully the added benefit that if you're asking other people for their insights, you're hopefully going to get more buy-in from your team too. While you might get answers to your questions that are incorrect or even strange if you ask the kind of questions that my 7-year-old does, as leaders, I think being curious can give you new and better results. Lesson 2 is the power of play. Play is well researched to be very good for children's development. It fosters creativity, teamwork, and resilience. The majority of the play that my children do is reenacting real situations. They are often recreating their own school or daycare at home, and the other night I watched my 5-year-old pushing my 7-year-old in the back while they ran forward and then ran backwards again towards them. And then they did it all over again. It turns out that they were pretending that she was on a swing and he was pushing her. Believe me, they are not deprived of playground trips. It just shows how creative they are about having fun together. We can foster these same principles in the workplace. By creating a more playful and creative environment, we can boost morale, encourage teamwork, and build a more resilient team. I don't know about pretending to be on a swing at work, but creating an environment where the team want to work together and are more creative in their work sounds like a morale boost. Lesson 3 is empathy. While sometimes I do wonder as I watch one child hit another in an absolute rage, children are incredibly empathetic. Sometimes they will really unexpectedly give me a hug or say that they love me with no prompting or bribery at all. They're even a voice of reason at times. It always makes me laugh when they pick up on my irritation with the, "What's wrong, Mum? What is wrong, Mummy?" It's usually a great distraction at the right time. They can sense emotions, and while they might not understand them or the reasons behind them, they have the ability to feel them and respond in turn with empathy and compassion. Lesson 4 is resilience. Kids are surprisingly adaptable. They can go from immense rage to laughing and being silly within a moment. Now, I myself love change, particularly in a work environment. I find it challenging and it keeps me interested. However, in my own personal routine, I do find that I am stuck in a bit of a structure and I don't love changing it as much. And my kids are actually far more adaptable than I am. If we need to change plans or do something different or something unexpected happens, they love it. Particularly if it's somebody turning up really late at night. That's probably their most fun because it usually means that they don't have to go to bed. My son also loves running around the house and having a really good scream when things are happening that are unexpected and people are under pressure. So that's always quite exciting. But some good lessons there in not taking things too seriously and being able to adapt and change and treating that as something that's exciting, not something that is a problem, which is obviously very helpful in leadership. Lesson number 5 is the value of persistence. Now this one can drive me a bit crazy, but my kids have the knack of being able to go and go and go at what it is they want and asking for it repeatedly until they get it. If they don't get it, they'll keep going in a more tantrum style way, which occasionally will work. But obviously that is not the route I really want to go down, either with my kids or in leadership. Persistence, however, is very important in leadership. The ability to remain determined despite obstacles and challenges in your path is so important. It could be the staff member that continues to push your patience, and you know you have to keep going or they're going to continue to do it until you've got on top of it. It could be the project that just isn't working and you have to keep going and trying new things until you can make it work. Often the leader or the manager is the last resort in terms of options, so that persistence is really key. It's just like being a parent and juggling being a parent and having a busy leadership job. It can really test your persistence. So if you want some tips to support you to navigate that, check out the video linked on your screen. And thanks very much for watching.